Auspicious greetings to everyone. Welcome to the Shan English Dharma service. I am Zhi San from Shan Temple, here in Los Angeles, California, USA. Today, I would like to share with you a little bit about the Buddhist approach to management. Today, business administration is one of the most popular subjects in college curriculums worldwide. Buddhism has its own philosophies and practices regarding management that have evolved over centuries. Even during Sakyamuni Buddha's time, the Sangha or monastic community had its own well-developed system of administration. Over time, the system has undergone numerous reforms and evolved sophisticated methods of management and leadership. When speaking about the Triple Gem, the Buddha said in the Flower Adornment Sutra, "I take refuge in the Sangha, and wish that all sentient beings lead the assembly in harmony without any obstruction." Thus, we can see that the Buddhist Sangha is best when it can bring everyone together in a way that is organized and harmonious. After the Buddha attained awakening, he taught the Dharma to his former attendants at Deer Park. These 5 attendants became monastics and formed the very first Sangha. In time, the community grew to include 7 groups of disciples: fully ordained male monastics, fully ordained female monastics, female postulants, Siksamana, male novices, female novices, male lay disciples, and female lay disciples. Typically, about 1,250 people from these 7 groups would accompany the Buddha. How was the Buddha able to manage all these people? There are 6 points to share about the Buddha's approach to management. First, equality under the Dharma. The Buddha taught that all sentient beings have Buddha nature, and that all humans are inherently equal. His teachings dismantle the idea of a societal caste system prevalent in ancient India. He taught that all things arise from causes and conditions and are not created by some sort of God. The Buddha used his teachings on the 3 Dharma seals and 4 Noble Truths to confirm the validity of the Dharma. The Buddha often said, "I myself am just a member of the Sangha, and I do not govern. The Dharma governs." He did not consider himself the leader of the Sangha, but rather than it was the truth itself that governed the community. Because of this, the Sangha community was governed by its members' moral conduct. Open admission. Each member had to give up his or her previous social status, wealth, fame, and other privileges, or external classifications and differentiations were discarded. Members differ only by the level of internal cultivation and which category of the Sangha they belong to. The only distinctions of privilege between Sangha members were distinctions of seniorities, though even then the relationships between senior and junior members were founded upon mutual love and respect When disputes arose, the Buddha implemented 7 rules of reconciliation to settle the conflict. Second, decentralized leadership. When the Buddha was in the world, he established precepts for the Sangha to abide by. Virtuous monastics would teach the precepts to others. Within each community, a senior monastic was chosen to teach Dharma and care for the community. In turn, this senior monastic would report back to the Buddha about how the community's practice was developing. As the saying goes, a man being used cannot be suspected, while a suspected man cannot be used. Trust the person in position. The best management skill is to put ourselves in others' shoes, giving authorization instead of too much intervention. Third, shared support and responsibility. When the first 5 monastics became the first Sangha, the Buddha gave them the 4 principles of living to guide them toward a virtuous way of life. Eat only food from alms, wear only cast-off clothing, live only under trees, and take only discarded medicine. In addition, the monastics were told to discard 8 groups of impure possessions that would hinder their practice. They were not allowed to own houses, farms, granaries, servants, animals, jewelry, lavish utensils, or expensive bedding. As the size of the Sangha grew, the rules were modified to accommodate the difficulties posed by the monsoon season and to respond to requests from benefactors, such that the Sangha as a whole was allowed to receive donated clothes, food, houses, and land. In this way, the Sangha operates on a communal living model, in which most property is held in common. The responsibility to repair and maintain communal property is distributed among members of the Sangha. In each individual Sangha community, a senior monastic was chosen to lead the group through periods of work and rest, maintain the code of conduct, and pass on any speech and information given by the Buddha. Though the specifics of the monastic lifestyle have changed over time, the Sangha still follows the basic principle of subsisting on alms, as well as operating on a system of shared support and responsibility. Fourth, mutual respect and harmony. Guided by the Dharma, the Sangha practices the 6 points of reverent harmony in communal living. Number 1, harmony in view through sharing the same understanding. In the monastic Sangha, monks and nuns share a common view of the Dharma, the guiding principle of all they do. Similarly, a society has a better chance to prosper when its people share common political and social views. If we look at the different nations of the world, we'll notice that there is a lot more cooperation and common ground in prosperous nations than in those that are less prosperous. Number 2, moral harmony through sharing the same precepts. In the monastic Sangha, all individuals share the same moral code. In society, everyone should be equal in the eyes of the law. No one should be above the law. When the law is equally and just applied to all, people will have respect for the law and will be more inclined to abide by it. Number 3, economic harmony through sharing things equally. In the monastic Sangha, all renunciants live an equally simple life and have equal access to the communal property. In the secular world, the society is inherently unstable if there is too much of a disparity between the haves and the have-nots. Thus, those who are well off should help those who are less fortunate. Those who are able should help those who are not. Number 4, mental harmony through shared happiness. In the monastic Sangha, all share the common purpose of spiritual development. In society, when we have concern for others' well-being, we accept others and are not envious of others' success or critical of others' shortcomings. We seek to uplift our fellow citizens instead of oppressing them. Equanimity, support, and affirmation provide the foundation for peaceful living. With harmony in mind, every place is a Pearl Land. Number 5, verbal harmony through avoiding disputes. In the monastic Sangha, monks and nuns practice loving speech and refrain from criticisms and discord. This practice fosters harmony in their community. In society, misunderstandings and animosity often arise from unskillful or harsh words. Therefore, being sincere and thoughtful in our speech can often lead to harmonious human relationships. Number 6, physical harmony through living together. In the monastic Sangha, monks and nuns physically observe the same rites and rituals. In society, our actions can be used to help each other and foster respect in the world. In this way, we can peacefully coexist in the community. These 6 points of harmony are as applicable to lay people as they are to monastics. Much societal discord could be transformed into accord if all members of a community took these observances to heart. If every single people could simply uphold harmony in speech, if every single person could simply uphold harmony in speech, then even in the presence of opposing political, economic, or moral positions, many views and brutalities would never come into being. 5th, communication and interaction. On the 8th and 14th or 15th of each month, the Buddha entreated every Sangha member together and recite the precepts. Such gatherings provided an excellent opportunity for interaction between monastics and fostered the values for productive and harmonious living. 6th, democratic governing. The Sangha is governed by formal acts of the Sangha. which are democratically enacted during monthly meetings held on the 15th of each month. At this meeting, members of a given community reviewed any violations of the precepts that occurred during the month, determined the appropriate disciplines for the offenders, and decided how it would be carried out. There are two main types of formal acts. Number one, those involving disputes or violation of the precept, and number two, those that do not. The former deal with disputes between monastics or violations of precepts, instances where right or wrong need to be determined. The latter deal with the daily life of the monastics, whether or not the affairs of the community abide by the precepts, and ordaining new members into the Sangha. The system of voting upon formal acts of the Sangha provides a framework to promote fellowship, harmony, and mutual support of the community. The system allows the community to function as an ideal moral society in which the four means of embracing are practiced: giving, kind words, altruism, and empathy. Above are the 6 points of how the Buddha managed the Sangha community. Even though the Buddha is no longer alive, his teachings have been practiced for more than 2,000 years. Though the specifics of the monastic lifestyle have changed over time, the Sangha still follows the basic principle and practices the Buddha's communal living spirit. The Buddha's approach has shed light on us to practice management in a communal living society, like in family, company, organization, and country. In the next episode, I will share about Shan's approach to management. Thank you for listening.